Wonder Woman debuted in 1941, but her entry into the modern era was cemented with the launch of her 1987 solo series. Writer and artist George Perez gave Diana a unique voice in DC's pantheon of heroes, and he played a pivotal role in the reinvention of Wonder Woman in the eyes of fans everywhere.
At the time, they were planning on rebooting Wonder Woman after Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they seemed to be foundering and trying to find a way of making her more contemporary, because they tried everything on Wonder Woman prior to that, and she just wasn't succeeding. She just was languishing. And I already had an idea for a Wonder Woman story that I wanted to do years before, during its original run. I was inspired by Ray Harryhausen, and I wanted to do a Ray Harryhausen Sinbad type storyline with a mythic quest, emphasizing Wonder Woman's mythological background, which I think sometimes was downplayed, so that she came off as a female Superman. But since we already had Supergirl, I said, why would we need another female Superman? When I found out about that and saw what they were planning on Wonder Woman, I said, well, I have an idea for a storyline, but if you want me to be there from the beginning, if you can give me a few issues, would you like me to take a stab at Wonder Woman? And they didn't expect that. Because at that point, after coming off Crisis on Infinite Earth and the Teen Titans before that, I could ask for any project I possibly wanted. Choosing Wonder Woman was something no one would have expected from me. I wanted to, play her up as a fantasy character, not as a superhero per se. I wanted to deal with her mythological roots, certain things that were part of that background. The fact that of all mainstream superheroes, she's the only one then who actually practices a religion. How do I play with that? The fact that I wanted her to be a strong female character, but I also wanted to be surrounded by other strong female characters. Just wanting to do justice to the most well-known female character in comics. And I always take great pride in the fact that the majority of my best friends are women. And I wanted to do something wherein I can explore that in addition to doing a good action story with a lot of mythological stuff. And I did a lot of studying on Greek mythology and found an actual tone to Wonder Woman that at least worked for me. It meant discarding a few things from her past, including the fact that she served during World War II, because then I'd have to do so much backstory that would take up too much time. And made a few decisions, like I did not want to have Steve Trevor as the male Lois Lane, so I changed him into an older character. And again, created a supporting cast of strong, educated, resourceful women of different ages and different sizes. Etta Candy was an overweight woman, but an incredibly responsible officer in the U.S. Air Force. The greatest compliment I received was a woman who read my Wonder Woman and was surprised it was written by a man. That's okay. And then one woman who commented, she was a writer, said, "Oh, I was just surprised it was written by a straight man." So I thought, oh, good. I'm crossing all boundaries. I loved it. And by far the greatest compliment I got on Wonder Woman was getting a comment from Kathy Marston, the granddaughter of Charles Moulton Marston, the creator of Wonder Woman, saying that I honored her grandfather. That trumped all compliments. I'm very proud that even though I didn't actually create the character, I'm just doing my interpretation, and that interpretation has been reinterpreted as well since I left the series. It's a personal conquest, because it's like a character that people had abandoned all hope of ever succeeding, and I finally made her a player again. And I'm very grateful that that the movie, they said, probably wouldn't exist if I hadn't at least saved her. And I'm gratified that DC Comics has started reprinting all the Wonder Woman stories in omnibus, including mine, and they have the Wonder Woman Golden Age, and then Wonder Woman by George Pérez. That's an incredible honor. Suddenly my Wonder Woman is distinctive on its own as being mine, and again, couldn't have expected it, but it's one of my great triumphs in the industry.